friends, welcome to my program Candid Talk from Northeast. Today, I have with me eminent literature from Assam, Dr. Rita Chaudhary. A novelist and a poet, Dr. Rita Chaudhary has 17 collections of novels and 4 collections of poetry to her credit. Dr. Rita Chaudhary has won several accolades for her outstanding works. She received the prestigious Sahitya Academy Award for her novel Deu Langkui in 2008, the Assam Valley Literary Award in 2017, Assam Sahitya Sabha Award for Obirata Jatra in the category of manuscript competition in novel in 1981, Kolaguru Vishnu Prasad Rabha Award by Assam Sahitya Sabha for Deu Langkui in 2005, Lekhika Homaru Sahitya Bota in 2011, G.A. Kulkarni Award for Translation of Novel for Makam in 2013, the Telegraph Assam Shrestha Award Literature in 2016, Ranangan Honman Award 2021, and Birangana Mulagabaru Award for the Thai Ahom Zuba Porikot from the Thai Ahom Zuba Porikot Assam 2023. Her novel, Deu Langkui, has been translated into English as The Divine Shore and Makam as Chinatown Days. Both the novels have been published by Pan Macmillan, India, New Delhi. Currently the editor of Goryoki, a leading Assamese literary magazine, Dr. Chaudhary was the former director of National Book Trust. She also served as a lecturer in Difu College and later in Cotton College as an associate professor in political science. Welcome to my program, Dr. Rita Chaudhary Baidev.
Namaskar.
Welcome, Baidev. Yeah. My first question is: you use a highly communicative language to decode complex themes and subjects for readers to help them experience immersive reading. At the same time, your language is also very lyrical. How do you find balance the two?
See, whatever it is, a prose or a poetry, rhythm should be there.
Yes.
Always, the reading should be like a smooth sailing. I give more importance to that. And for the readers, the subject I select for my novels, I try to make it simpler.
Yeah.
So that I can connect with the readers, I can communicate properly, and they can also relate and can understand what actually the story tries to say. So I always try to make this balance. So because I'm also a reader, so always I ask myself whether this will make me happy or not while reading. So thus I taste my own writing.
Yeah. Yes, your themes are so bold. Always, you select very powerful themes, particularly for novels, and the language is so lyrical. That always amaze readers like us, actually. Uh, and you are also a torchbearer of Assamese nationalism. Is there a commonality between a writer's search for distinctive identity in the world of literature and linguistic cultural identity as an individual member of a community? How do you view the role of contemporary writers in the context of Assamese nationalism?
See, identity is always about you have to be distinct in
Yes.
the crowd. You have to be your own by your presence.
Yes.
It should be special. So identity is always a basic thing, whether it at an individual level or as a writer or a member of the society. So this is the primary um, aspects of to be a
Yeah.
prospect to a particular existence. Okay, um, then let's think about Assamese identity.
Yes.
So Assamese identity is a composite identity, we all know. If we think about the greater Assamese identity, which actually the base of our idea of Assamese nationalism.
Yes.
So when we started our journey,
Yeah.
as a member or a believer in Assamese nationalism, it was mainly based on two ideas. Primarily, it was based on Assamese language, then
Yes.
the cultural variety.
Hmm.
So now that perspective has changed a lot, because now it has become the language factor. All the other communities, they are now very much concerned about development of their own cultural identity, their own language identity. So we have a shared cultural identity. So at present, we give more importance to our cultural similarity of different communities. That is the base of present Assamese nationalism for us,
Yes.
because now we have realized we have come a long way,
Yeah.
and we have realized that what people call as hegemony, everywhere is hegemony, not that only
Yeah.
the Assamese hegemony. Hegemony is at every level. So we have to avoid that and have a common ground of mixing, to become friendly, to live together. So this is the cultural uh, base or cultural field where we can meet without
Yes.
any kind of
Hmm.
hatred or any kind of distances or confusion or whatever, or
Yes.
the
Yes.
animosity, whatever we find now we find in our idea of nationalism. Um, so if we want to know my position
Yes.
as an individual, how I um, look at myself when
Hmm.
the question of identity comes at the forefront. So it was when I was involved in the Assam movement.
Yeah.
I didn't have an idea about individual identity. I was very young that time.
Yes.
So basically the Assamese identity was dominant. Then
Hmm.
suddenly the movement was over. A political party was formed,
Hmm.
and we became uh, inactive immediately.
Okay.
A great number of Assamese activists, they
Uh-huh.
become suddenly inactive because they didn't join politics.
Hmm.
So I have said that that was a crisis period. That was a period of confusion for individual like me, who always have a strong sense of um, individuality, or a strong sense of what do we call independence. Or then I started thinking about my position in the new
Yes.
scenario.
Hmm.
Who am I
Yeah.
in this present context? Means long back. So then I realized I didn't have any identity in that particular, in a change of atmosphere. We was just nobody. It was a past. And I have one
Uh-huh.
identity of that. I wrote a novel, but
Yeah.
that was not enough. So then I started thinking or analyzing things. It took time, but I realized that we can take another path by creating our individual identity. This
Hmm.
will strengthen Assamese nationalism or Assamese identity.
Yes.
Most of um, our our friends who participated in the Assam movement,
Hmm.
they did not part, and they lost in oblivion. They
Uh-huh.
were brilliant. They were brilliant. They were strong, but they didn't have the idea how to go ahead. They become
Yes.
frustrated. They were just looking at what the people, politicians were doing, AGP was doing. That was their work, and they were angry. They were
Yes.
frustrated. They didn't find any words. Some took their own professions. It is another thing. But
Yeah.
creating individual identity, that is the base. On that strong ground, if we can stand on that kind of strong ground, then we can enhance or can contribute to our identity as a nation, or um,
Yeah.
mainly as a nation, or as a language community, or whatever. So then I realize it, and I ask myself, or I try to understand, what should I do to create my individual identity? Then I started studying again. Then that we need to have knowledge, education. We have to be in a financially independent. We must have must overcome our own weaknesses, and every day
Yeah.
it should be regular growth and grow. And still to this day, I'm following the same path. Every day I'm
Yes.
learning something, I'm growing. And
Mm-hmm.
in this changing world, I am standing tall as an individual because of this effort. So that
Yes.
is my perspective of remaining relevant, or
Yes.
individual existence, to make yourself eligible for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that is
Yes.
um, about the contemporary writers, right? The role of contemporary writers in the context of Assamese nationalism. So this now it is so difficult, because difficult to say, because now the core of our identity now has been uh, questioned. Who is an Assamese?
And also distorted.
So this has, now the identity or the idea of Assamese nationalism with which we began our journey now has fallen apart.
Yeah.
Now the core is being attacked or being destroyed by, maybe it
Yeah.
is intentional or maybe it is time. So it is very difficult that how the writers in this uh, context of Assamese nationalism, how they can contribute. Because first we have to resolve
Yeah.
this particular question, and we have to be very clear in our mind who is an Assamese. But I try to ignore this because I have my own idea of Assamese nationalism. Many writers have their own idea of Assamese nationalism. That is the greater Assamese identity.
Yes. Yes.
We believe that we have to go together.
Yes.
All the communities, we are living here for generations or ages. We have to be friendly. We have to be cooperative. We have to live a life of not only cooperation, but love and understanding, so that we can help each other to grow, help
Yes.
each other to become secure. So at present, so this scenario is not that that good or promising. I
Yeah.
think so, but I do. Maybe my knowledge is very limited. So, but still, I think this
Yeah.
scenario is not that encouraging.
Yeah, but it is so amazing to watch how you have been evolving yourself. Like when you represent the Assamese nationalism, where do you stand? Where do you, Dr. Rita Chaudhary, stand? If we think that we always find it is you always you have been trying to portray a broader kind of very broader kind of no Assamese nationality, and you try to. It is so inclusive. You have a very inclusive idea of Assamese nationalism, and you also and you are always try to highlight the issues of issues of smaller communities with smaller identities, like in Deolangpui. You tried to the Deolangpui attempt was very different, and I have a particular questions for this novel. How did you conceive the idea of writing this Deolangpui, which won the prestigious Sahitya Academy Award, and which is also widely acclaimed and critically reviewed? It is also inspired many writers to undertake similar work. Would you please share our viewers the experience of writing this celebrated novel?
Yes. Um, See, our this stream of historical novel in Assamese literature is not new from
Yeah.
the beginning, from the days of Baudelaire. Um, the, that the stream of historical novel has been. Sometime it became more stronger,
Yes.
more strong, and sometimes it becomes a little, slow. But it's going on.
Mhm.
So I didn't have any plan to write a historical novel. Always I try to find an interesting subject, then work on it, go
Yeah.
deeper down, try to touch the core and take out all its good things
Mhm.
or whatever I should offer to my readers. So I work like that. Then it is very interesting about Deolangpui.
Yeah.
I was then just joined Cotton College, and there's a antiquarian department there near our
Yeah.
college.
Serenity
I
credit.
used to go there after the classes were over.
Yeah.
So I was thinking that I should study about mantras. I didn't know why that thought came to my mind, but I wanted to study about mantras. So I used to go there and or in this scripture sections, means where Hasipotia Puthis were there. I used to go
Mhm.
over there always, just try to find out or try to understand what were written there. So one day I found a very small book, a
Mhm.
printed book inside or in between this Hasipotia Puthi.
Mhm.
So I was little surprised how this book come here. Then I took it out, and that story was written there by some
Ah.
faculty from Uttar. He
Okay.
wrote this story, and um, it was certified or acknowledged by all the senior writers or the senior people, intellectuals of Tiwa community. So I realized that it was so interesting. The story was very interesting, and I thought it as a kind of a direction for me.
Mhm.
So I took a Xerox copy of the book and kept
Mhm.
it for 15 years. I used to tell
Okay.
the story to my daughter when she was very small. Then after 15 years, one day one of my friend came to my place, and he was from Morigaon. I told him that I have a subject, but I don't know anybody who can
Mhm.
help me in writing this book. He said, I'm from that place, I can help you. He gave me some unpublished articles.
Mhm.
Then the journey started. Then I had no idea how to proceed. Then luckily, I met
Mhm.
Ilomoni Fukansar.
Okay. Uh-huh.
I, I met him. I went to his house. Then he asked me what actually I was doing that time. I said that I'm actually trying to write a book on this. He said, okay, I'm there to help you. I'll go with you to Morigaon, to Jackie Road. I have some few friends, intellectuals. They will help you. He was such a nice person, so
Yeah.
helpful and so generous.
Mhm.
He he joined us. He organized everything. He
Okay.
helped me introduced me to many people. And also he said, make the canvas a big one. Try
Mhm.
to write about the cultural or historical, not only the story. So I
Mhm.
got the guide. Then it took only 4 months to complete the novel because
Mhm.
I was carrying inside. I was just working, I think,
Yeah,
inside. It took only
you
four
were
months to
already into
complete.
that subject. Yeah. Mhm.
Yes, so it was a very different experience
Mhm.
because the subject itself is so magical.
Yes.
It was like Greek tragedy. All the aspects of Greek tragedy are there in the story. So I have to
Mhm.
only join the dots, and I have to remove all the unscientific or irrational uh, informations or
Mhm.
ideas. So, and I tried to make it, in a bigger like
Mhm.
canvas, like that historical background. And there's a very interesting thing. I saw that Darbar and Jagiroad. There's a
Mhm.
Darbar.
Yeah.
This was just like a summit. The
Mhm.
position of the chairs, stone chairs, was
Yeah.
placed just like a summit. All were equal.
Um,
Then this at that time there was communal riots
yeah.
happening in many parts of Assam. I was very, very sad because the communities generally they don't fight, but why this is happening? So, and then a question came to my mind: how the small communities living
Yeah.
in a particular area were living peacefully? What were the techniques? What were the policies they took to maintain peace and stability? Then I found that that seating position of the Darbar, uh, and I tried to include different aspects of love, different aspects of political
Mhm.
diplomacy, and again it was against war. So
Yeah.
these things, and maybe the story itself
Yes.
created that, yeah, something
Magic.
in my
The
mind,
story
and
has a magic,
it's
and
very
it is all.
easy for me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
And it is also I believe that writers, it is a responsibility of a writer to focus or to reveal the unseen world of those smaller communities, smaller that's also a kind of responsibility, and you have in that way you have done a very crucial job. And Tiwas, I mean they are one of the most colorful tribes in Assam, and we didn't have that kind of work earlier. And in that way, it was a great work. And Dr. Rita Chaudhary Baidu, please tell us about making of another of your most powerful novel, Makam. Your quest for untold stories of Assamese people of Chinese origin in the novel even took you to Hong Kong to meet some of them to gather their stories full of bitter and painful memories of forced displacement. What motivated you to undertake such an extensive fieldwork beyond the countries and borders? How do you think fieldwork and research help a creative writer to perfectly blend the real life experiences with imagination to create profound impact on readers?
At Makam again, the same that uh,
Very
I
close to your
I
heart.
do.
Yes,
What I like,
yes,
the story a subject has to touch me. That is
yes,
the primary criteria. It has to touch my heart, my soul, so that I can work.
yeah.
But I don't take any subject which I don't does make me no not
That do not,
interested about
yes.
that. Generally, I avoid those subjects. Always, I think whether it really touches my heart. Uh, but many ideas, I try to find ideas or look around for topics or subjects.
Yes.
So, but when I was young, I was a student. I, I when I came via Makum market
Yeah.
at Dibrugarh or Guwahati, um, I used to see those people, Chinese people, with sitting in their shoe shop, small shop, and the station area.
Yeah.
So I didn't any idea about those people. Somebody said they came during Second World War. That's enough.
Mhm.
That is the information I had. But after long year, many years, then when I decided that now I can take up this subject. I was lucky that my younger brother, uh, he had a
Mhm.
friend living in Makum, that's Chinatown
Yeah.
or Chirapati. So I visited his house
Mhm.
and met like characters like Thakra. He was
Mhm.
there, still living in Makum, the negative characters of Makam. So then I came to know about those people.
Mhm.
It was so surprising and it was so sad that how these people
Mhm.
overnight disappeared from
Yeah.
the social scenario. They were nowhere. And they are or they were not Chinese.
Mhm.
They were Assamese.
Yes.
We have this small communities or the what we call them small communities like the tea garden communities and
Uh-huh.
Chinese communities. They have created it after they came to Assam.
Yeah.
The tea garden laborers coming
Yes.
from different parts of India, when they were forced to live in lines. So there was a mixing of many ethnic groups, and they became one identity, like the tea garden laborer community. And as the Chinese workers or the artisans, they lived in tea gardens or in the periphery of tea gardens. So they were connected. They came to each um, uh, others very close, and they got there is a marriage relationship.
Mhm.
They married,
Yeah.
especially the Chinese. They did not bring their woman with them,
Yes.
so they married mainly from the local, from
Mhm.
the tea garden community, from all other community living in the area, like Sonwal
Mhm.
Kasaris, a home like Nepali, like Bengali, all communities. Then they created their
Yes.
own community. As a new community was established, and they had their own um, dialect.
Yes.
They called it Kachara Hindi. It was a
Mhm.
mixture of Bagania,
Mhm.
Ohomia, and any Hindi, Hindustani means they mix it and they use a very different kind of dialect. And
Mhm.
like still they use the word called Suruha. Ami
Mhm.
pahori gusu. We have forgot this word. We don't
Yeah.
use nowadays. We have just
Yes.
dropped that word called Suruha. Still they use Suruha in Hong
Mhm.
Kong, in China.
Mhm.
So they call Sukriya. Okay, they
Okay.
call
Yeah.
Sukriya.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they call Sukriya. There are many words they use, like the Pagani, what they call as Pagania words. So they had their own dialect.
Mhm.
They kept their Chinese name, but their feature has changed because of these marriages. Um, it sometimes it was difficult to find to identify whether he's a Chinese or
Yes.
from some other community. Then okay, um, I came to know about their the forced migration
Mm-hmm.
happened during that colonial period,
Yes.
and how the Britishers, especially the tea gardeners or the Assam Company,
Yeah.
how they, British East India Company brought Chinese laborers and Chinese tea makers, tea
Mm-hmm.
growers from China. They smuggled tea workers and tea growers from China and from some coolie depots of different um, coolie depots of Macau and some other places of
Mm-hmm.
that I don't remember now. So how they were brought to Assam
Mm-hmm.
and what happened to their life after that, because they were all coolies.
Yeah.
They were brought to Assam as indentured laborer.
Mm-hmm.
So this indentured laborer, they had no companion, means they had no
Yes.
wives or no women. So these people,
Mm-hmm.
mainly the Cantonese, they have a very tendency of assimilating easily. So then I uh, came to know
Mm.
about what happened to them during and
Yes.
after the Chinese aggression.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know about the story of Makam.
Yeah.
So I
It is,
don't think
I
I
think
should
every,
tell.
all of us, every reader, I mean, it was such a celebrated novel.
Yes. So, but this touched my heart,
Yeah.
and then I thought that I should meet those people and with in-depth study and to research and write a novel. But I didn't have any link with the Chinese people, the people who are living in Assam.
Mm-hmm.
They were not interested to speak about their past because they were living
Mm-hmm.
in fear. They had always that they're living at that fear psychosis. They had a fear psychosis that anything can happen. So it was very difficult for me to to,
Mm-hmm.
uh, to bring out the story
Yeah.
from people living in Assam. So accidentally, I met one person who helped me to connect with the people living in Hong Kong and China. I went
Mm-hmm.
there, met people living in Hong Kong.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them were from Darjeeling and
Ah,
from Assam,
yes.
I mean Bengal and Assam tea garden areas, most of Siliguri. And some of them they speak pure Assamese because their mother
Mm-hmm.
was Assamese.
Yes.
So then you know how the families were divided, how they were
Mm-hmm.
put in an internment camp, how were they sent back or deported to China again, who didn't know anything, didn't have any connection with China.
Mm-hmm.
So these people, many women left their motherland
Yeah.
and accompanied Chinese husband to China.
Yeah.
One of them was Promila Gogoi,
Mm-hmm.
and so many from different communities. So then, when I met them, I learned about their sufferings or the entire story about Lylin Tham's story.
Yeah.
Um, and some many other all the stories are real, which I
Mm-hmm.
use in my novel.
Yes. Real
Most
life
of it.
stories. Yes.
I connected, tried to make a story. So I it became my mission. Became my mission. So I decided to not only write a novel, but to carry forward the issue of
Yes.
the Indian Chinese, who suffered without
Yeah.
any reason, who were innocent.
Yes.
So then I started again studying again and started doing research. It took 4 years to write a novel. Um, it's not on the their journey which I depicted or I wrote as a novel or
Mm-hmm.
depicted in my novel. It was my own journey also,
Yes.
because this journey of writing the novel changed my perspective about life.
Yes.
I used to, or we used to, or generally we, you know, for we we become sad or we win for
Yes.
small issues, trivial issues, we fight, we cry.
Yes.
Then when I saw and realized the depth and the that sea of pain,
Yeah.
uh,
Yes. Yes.
it really it changed, or maybe I was little. It helped me to grow as a human being.
Yes. Yes.
This
Yes.
is a human story, and it
Yeah.
became my mission. So I helped many Indian Chinese who were separated, and I
Yes.
helped them to meet their
Yeah.
people who they left behind. So it was
Yes.
a great.
You
Yet
went
I'm
one
really
step ahead of you went
yes,
one
and
step
it's
ahead of, yeah. Yes, yes,
yes,
obviously there are some experiences, some events, some
yes,
experiences that completely transform people like us as a writer or as a human being. It's very true, and they are actually real blessings of life, I believe. And you have
yes.
yeah.
Another thing that you have, if you do something kind of communities or anyone having no
Mm-hmm.
voice, it gives
Mm-hmm.
you immense pleasure,
Yeah.
peace of mind, and your life becomes more meaningful.
Yeah.
So, and let me come to your another question of about research. So,
Uh-huh.
well, how it will help us to what you ask. Uh, what you ask, I just forgot. Let me see.
Yes.
Chinese origin. Yeah. Fieldwork and research help,
Yes.
whether it has a creative writer, right? That's the
Yes.
question. How you blend the real life experience with imagination, create
Yes.
profound impact. But oh, there is another aspect about this doing research.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and to connect with the real life experience. So it is not about collecting informations by doing
Mm-hmm.
research. It is not only about write a story
Mm-hmm.
by connecting all informations and especially in historical novel. It is about creating that time.
Mm-hmm.
To
Yeah.
create that time, a creative writer must know what to pick up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There are small bits of information which will
Mm-hmm.
create that puzzle complete, the big picture complete. So
Mm-hmm.
it is actually the most important part, which
Mm-hmm.
uh, makes up a story, or a story, um, what I call it heart touching, or
Mm-hmm.
it connect people can relate, or
Yes.
it has a great impact on the readers.
Understood.
So you have to be very careful in selecting selecting the informations,
Yes.
detailed information. It is in the micro level or in the
Big pro.
uh, uh, what do we call in a nuclear level, or in a
Mm-hmm.
molecular level, or in the very
Yeah.
in a macro picture. So you have to be detailed, just
Yes.
like a painting. You have to
Mm-hmm.
create that painting with all
Yes.
this detail. Yes, yes, include. So this is very important. And
Mm-hmm.
if you don't pick up those small intricate things, you cannot create the time. Like
Mm-hmm.
that is the
Very
Chinese
important.
aggression.
Yes.
What was the time? What kind
Mhm.
of language people used? That the
Yeah.
special words was popular at that time. What kind of cinema? What kind of advertisement? Or
Mm-hmm.
different things which create the four dimension. So
Uh-huh.
it's very important.
Yes. Yes.
So I I know how to do it uh, it is God's blessings, maybe Mama Saraswati's blessing. I have learned
Yes.
a little to, create, how to create the time. And this is very important for a creative writer to create 4 dimensions.
Yes. And
Otherwise,
that's
readers will be able to relate or
yeah.
can go back. It's kind of traveling in a time machine. So
Yeah.
we can travel back. Time machine is real that in that way. We can travel back because we
Yeah.
know the past. If we find out that we can create that time, means we can go back.
Yes.
So to go back, we have to do this. Not only research. Not only
Yeah.
research, it is dry research will not help.
Very important. Yes, very crucial. In fact, we should also learn from, very important.
You have to create that emotion because we don't know those people, but we
Yeah.
have to put our foot in their shoe and understand. And I have to be like them or a particular person, think like him, feel like him, then create. It is difficult, but not impossible. You can do it. Anybody can do it.
Yeah, not
Yes.
I don't believe that anybody, but at least we can try. And
I think I could answer it properly.
yes, sure.
Answer
Madam.
it.
Very, very, very
Difficult.
impressive
Yeah.
answer. And you have recently penned down another. You have it's a concept of yours, like Neverland is your another dream project, I believe, of making a
Yes.
novel trilogy on Bangladesh Liberation War. The first of this series, Zero Hour, has been published some months back. Would you please tell our viewers about this particular project?
So, do you believe in slabs of life, like what in this merchants, these slabs, and what we call it, and that question answer competition. Like when you sign a check, that means you have attained a level. You will not go down. Then you have to attain a next level.
Yes.
I believe that in life, spiritually, intellectually, emotionally, everywhere, we have to cross or grow to attain different stages. There is a highest point, maybe we may not achieve. We are very ordinary people. So, but in our lifetime, we grow. Some people crosses or passes those stages, a few stages. So in my life, I have attained, or I have attained one stage. Then I knew I have to again deconstructed everything.
Yes.
Then I tried to attain the next stage, then another stage. So this
the attempt is visible for readers like us, that how you have grown and how you have transformed yourself. It's very amazing.
And this transformation had somewhere from their emotional Assamese nationalist has transformed to a humanist.
Yeah.
So every sensible person at the end of their journey, they must be humanist to become a full, complete human being. Nationalism, religion, language, all these man-made boundaries are bound to pull people down from humanism, to attain the humanity. So to attain humanity for which we are born, I believe that I am born to attain humanity.
Yeah.
What we call devotta, it is meaningless because it is not our aim to attain. Our aim to attain Manushyatva. Because we are Manusya, so we have to attain Manushyatva. I believe in that. So to attain Manushyatva, we have to grow. We have to learn. We have to drop all the limitations, all these trivialities, everything ordinary. So it is always is a constant journey.
Mhm.
So my journey was like that. I
Mhm.
tried to learn every day,
Yes.
to drop all the ideas which I thought was
Yes.
trivial, and uh, uh, I have to drop that at that particular stage. I dropped it.
Yeah.
I tried to unlearn things, learn new things, which
Yes.
which is which will bring me or take me to a higher stage.
Yes.
So this book, it was the, I think, I don't know, maybe this is the final stage which I'm going to attain, um, because I'm a very, my journey started as a nationalist. Still I
Yes.
have that, my respect, my
And
love
you
to my,
started writing when you were in jail.
yes,
Yeah. When
yes.
yeah.
You see, I love my language. I love my community. I love my land. At the same time, I have been trying to be, as a writer, especially because as a writer, I'm an activist.
Yes.
My pain is my platform. So this platform should be human. This
Mm.
platform should reach humanity. So it was a constant, you know, as a process, or I've been trying, and it was very difficult. When I realized
Yeah.
something, I dropped that. See, it is a long story, but this time, actually, my father,
Uh-huh.
he was a, civilian officer in Arunachal Pradesh. Then he was sent deputation to Haflong Police Training Center. It was a
Mm.
SSB Police Training Center, uh, and we were there for a few years.
Yeah.
And my father was an expert in guerrilla warfare, so he was trained. Um, in this Haflong Police Training Center,
Mhm.
the Bangladeshi Mukti Bahini people were trained by my
Oh.
father and his colleagues.
Mhm.
So this was my, I'm very lucky that I saw that war as a very young girl
Mhm.
from a very close range. And I understood that these are young boys coming from Dhaka University to fight for their language, fight for their country, fight
Mhm.
for their identity. I didn't have that, no, but
Mhm.
I was very small. I was only 10
Yeah.
years. Yeah, so I have no deeper idea about this language
Yes.
identity or whatever.
Yes.
But I have learned how to love our own
Mm.
country, own language. I think that somewhere ignited my feeling for
Yes.
my own country, my own
Mhm.
language. But then, after a certain age, or after because of my constant growth, I have
Mhm.
realized that I have to see the other
Mhm.
bank.
Mhm.
I am looking at every issue from my point of view, from
Mhm.
our bank. I can see only it's a partial view. It is
Mhm.
also true. This view is fact. The view
Yes.
is reality.
Yeah.
But I don't know what people see from that
That.
bank of the
Yes.
river. So
Mhm.
I try to cross and see from their perspective. That is a victim
Uh-huh.
perspective. From
Uh-huh.
their it was very difficult for me. I
Yes.
accidentally I met one friend, and he took me to Sundarban, and I
Okay.
interviewed those the people living who
Um.
came at the 71 war,
Yeah.
and that changed my uh, you know uh, maybe my that is a big turning point for me. So
Mhm.
I thought now it is time. to be somewhere to see things. It should be a complete view of the reality.
Yes.
But this is my emotions and my, that my own past. It was a big hurdle for me to cross these barriers. So it took almost 12 years to complete the first part of this novel. It's so difficult. Sometimes I lost my, my the emotion which creates. I can't feel how they felt at the time.
Yeah.
Because my habit of looking at things from this from Assamese nationalist perspective. So it is a very difficult journey for me to be really impartial.
Yes.
And to see the entire picture, the complete picture vividly. So still
the 360-degree view.
Yes, it is very difficult for.
Yeah.
And I think one writer, if he wants to be the complete author, he has to see the interview. So this is I'm trying only, I don't know, but still I know that I have surmounted some of these hurdles. But still I have go a long way, and I don't know whether I will attain that particular height. But still I have given a try. So I have again 2 parts to write. The second part, the war part, and the post-war politics part. And it's it's really very interesting journey for me. I have learned a lot of things. I've learned a lot. We met lot of people, and some parts like which were in dark, which I could not have seen living in this part or in this bank. I could see after crossing or after doing that, that the hard job of crossing the river to go to that part. So this book, I have named it as Neverland. So Neverland, I know that concept of Neverland. Neverland, it is like an utopia. So, but everybody, whether he is a refugee, he is anybody has an utopia carrying inside his soul, that they are in charge of a land where there will be nothing bad. Everything will be perfect. Ram Rajya, which I call it Ram Rajya, or what we call a utopian land. So this, I call it Neverland. We may not attain it. It is very difficult to attain the Neverland. But especially the refugees. All the refugees, whether it is forced migration, whether it's an intentional migration, whatever, mainly the forced migration. When people had to leave their country under compulsion to survive, they always carry in their mind the dream of a land where they will find respect, there will be human dignity, there will be security, there will be peace, there will be happiness. So for a person who is forced to leave his country of love or land of love, he always carries, or generally, if you look into or deeper into the mind of a refugee, like the women, we are somewhere uprooted always. They're uprooted from one place to, and again we are planted in a different place. We have to again survive and grow. So we can understand what forced migration can be, how painful migration can be. So as a woman, I think I could relate it better than a man.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
this
Mm-hmm.
yes. So
Yeah.
this Neverland and first part is 0 Hour is the
Mm-hmm.
beginning of the war.
Mm-hmm.
So
It
Neverland
has been
is
published also simultaneously published from Bangladesh. It has also been published from Bangladesh, the Bengali version.
yes.
Ah,
It
very
is not published
ambitious.
from Bangladesh. It is not from
Oh,
India,
okay.
but it was released by the
Uh,
Foreign Affairs Ministers of Bangladesh.
oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes. Uh, Quite an interesting and amazing journey, and it's quite a huge project. We shall be waiting for the entire trilogy. Dr. Rita Chaudhary Baidu, you decorated one of the most coveted positions, the director of the National Book Trust. How did you look at the problems gripping Assamese and other regional language publications, more particularly the literary works, from the position of NBT director?
It is little it is a complicated question. How from National Book Trust perspective, how we
Hmm.
look at the problems gripping Assamese and other regional language
Mhm.
publications. So when I was the director of National Book Trust,
Mhm.
I'm just sharing my personal experience.
Mhm.
Uh, I appeal to the different communities of
Mhm.
Assam to uh, join us in translating uh, their stories or
Yeah.
to develop their languages, their dialects,
Mhm.
because NBT is helping regional languages, okay,
Yeah.
especially the dialects like Kokborok, like
Oh.
so always. So I appealed that you come forward, all the communities, because there are councils, they have not organized, literary organizers, youth organizers, student organizers. I appeal to them,
Mhm.
but no one
Okay.
came forward except the Boros.
Oh.
I
Uh-huh.
must say that is the only community which has a fire to go forward.
Yes.
If we compare, sorry to say, but this is a fact.
Um.
Not the mainstream, what we call the mainstream Assamese or Assamia
Mhm.
Bhasha or other languages. Only the Boros were interested. They came
Mhm.
several times to National Book Trust, and we had some national seminars and some translation projects, and
Mhm.
translated some of our books for children to Moro language. It's a translation
Oh.
program. It's a for some books. So
Uh-huh.
they are very much interested, and I think
Mhm.
they will, you know,
Yeah.
we see if you can say many things about your insecurity about your language or your future of your language, but finally what will decide your future?
Mhm.
Your enthusiasm,
Yeah.
your commitment, and your organized effort.
Okay.
But
Yes.
I have seen this organized effort only in this community. I'm very happy that they are growing every day. But the
Mhm.
other communities, some are still working,
Yes.
some because it is kind of looking back from the
Mhm.
90s, when all the ethnic communities has trying to look back and go to their origin and try to
Mhm.
improve or develop or recreate their past and their again to start their own languages.
Mhm.
So it is a very good side, but
Mhm.
there should be more effort from our communities uh,
Mhm.
for uh, all the communities for their
Mhm.
language
Mhm.
and for their publications. So
Yes.
National Book Trust is a very big organization. It can give many incentive to regional
Mhm.
languages.
Ah.
We have we have National Book Trust has a project call it it's an exchange program.
Okay.
Just I forgot the name. That we translate our the regional languages literature to other languages. It's an exchange program. Maybe it
Okay.
is translated to Assamia to Tamil, from Tamil to Assamia or Uriya, like this. So this project is a very ambitious project, very big project. So we can take advantage, or we can take the offer
Yeah.
given by National Book Trust, but I
Yeah.
have not seen any interest in our literary organizations who
Yeah.
say they are committed to Assamese
Mhm.
language, or the literary, or our own, our all we call that your Onustan. I have not
Yes.
seen that kind
Um.
of interest, that kind of commitment, or that kind of
Mhm.
effort
Uh-huh.
to grow
Mhm. Yes. Yes.
by all taking all the using all the initiative, by availing
Mhm.
all the initiative, all the
Mhm.
project offered by the government or other social organization. So this
Mhm.
is sad, because as I have to share the truth, but this
Yes.
is the truth.
Mhm.
Sad, but I'm a very positive person, so I hope that
Mhm.
our all our organization and the
Yes.
communities, they should be more enthusiastic, more energetic, more focused, more
Mhm.
organized, so that they
Yes.
can grow. I want all the communities of
Mhm.
our region,
Mhm.
especially of our land, Assam,
Yes.
every language should grow. Every
Mhm.
community not only survive, every
Yes.
community
That's the
should
need of the hour.
grow.
That's the need of the
And
hour. Yeah.
yes, just attain that level of development, so that they can compete with already
Mhm.
developed
Yeah.
communities and languages.
Mhm.
So this is, I think, a part or the area which
Yes.
we have to give more focus on.
Uh, yeah. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for this response, Baidu. And why do you think writing in mother tongue is important? Do you think Assamese literary works are yet to be reached to a larger audience due to lack of translation?
Yes, it's a very harsh fact.
Yeah.
We don't have, uh, we don't have, but we have very limited number of good translators.
Hmm.
Now you see, Aruni Kaisab has translated Anuradha Sharma Pujari's novel
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
storybook. So now that book has gone, to,
Hmm.
it has crossed the border,
Yeah.
and they have a part of the
Yes.
audience. So this is with this kind of translation, that kind of enthusiastic translators, that are qualified translators, and that kind of people who are willing to promote our literature. Not only translation. Translation is not enough. We need the media support. We need the proper review of our books, so that we
Hmm.
can reach the proper intellectual audience of this world. So these are, we have still very weak and this part.
Hmm.
If the technologically also we are, you know, uh, we are trailing
Technology is
behind,
there,
but
but we are
still
very reluctant to use.
we don't have a good dictionary, even online dictionary,
Uh-huh.
complete dictionary. So technologically we are far behind. So we
Okay.
have, see,
Uh-huh.
yes, for some our young some friends, they are the new generation people, they are selflessly working for the
Yes.
of technological improvement of the language.
Mhm.
So one day it will definitely, hopefully this
Mhm.
will be able to stand with all the already developed technologically developed languages. But still we have lots to do. This is we cannot transcript even from English to our language or our language to English. Very difficult. But when I am doing interviews of Bengali, the freedom fighters, I can immediately translate it to English and have a printed copy. But Assamese, I can't do that in Assamese.
Not up to date.
But we have to look at all these aspects. I don't know who actually this organization called Sahitya Sabha. All these organizations should take more initiative to do these things. So creating translators, there should be more translation workshop. There should be we should get more translator, quality translator. We did a concerted effort of media translator and the reviews. Then only a good translation will reach the target audience.
Yes, very true, very true. And there are, I mean, very few research work also. The research work on the writings of our creative writers. It's also very few. It's not up to date. And Dr. Rita Chaudhary Baido, apart from inspiring young writers through your literary works, you also initiated a project called Adharhila, way back, Adharhila, to nurture creative and literary talents among younger generation. Please tell us about the project.
Actually, Adharhila is a physical form of my heart or my soul. What I wanted to do, or what I wanted to attain, or what I wanted to offer to this world. I worked through my own platform, my pen, but I felt that again, I had to do something by creating another platform where many people can join us. So I started a literary magazine called Adharhila.
Yes, I remember that. I remember that.
Was a big failure, I must say. It was actually not failure, but because of many reasons, I had to stop the publication. But then again, the dream was still that I was carrying the dreaming. So then finally, I have again formed this Adharhila, not only to encourage the young writers, but to touch all the aspects of our social life as a community, like the environment, like our mental health, like many other aspects of, so that we can have a complete healing process or an improvement process, so that it can grow.
Yeah.
Because that dream I dreamed when I was young, it's still there. So I am not an activist. I don't go to the streets with slogans and I don't lead anyone. But still, I try to do something in a very small way. But my strength is very small, but still it is solid. It is very pure and solid.
Yes.
It is also weed is very solid. So I try to, I'm still trying. So as a part of this, Adharhila class, I'm trying to create a jungle called Mayabon. The first attempt was a failure. Still, I'm trying. This Mayabon, say, our people, our community doesn't have a place when we think about rest, when we think about peace, when we think about love. Like, if you look at the Bengalis, they have Santiniketan. Santiniketan.
Yeah.
You know, if you go to our neighboring country, Bangladesh, they have a Shahid Minar.
Ah,
They have so many things. They have the Basanta Utsav.
yes.
They celebrate, they go above all the religious, limitations.
Mhm.
So what we have is we don't have. We now, if you look at the social media,
Mhm.
you can see the the sliding down of
Yes,
the Assamese community.
yes.
As a human being, also the slide of our. I'm not talking about the other people. I'm talking
Mhm.
about my own people. Is they're sliding down. We're sliding
Mm.
down to meanness. We're sliding down to limitations.
Yes.
We're sliding down to negativity. So I can't do anything, but at least I can create a place where when we people will enter into, they have to
Mhm.
drop down all their this kind of limitations like
Mhm.
identities, language identities, their religious identities, all their trivial limitation boundaries, and they will enter that Mayavan as a human being. So it is a big dream. I don't know
Mhm.
whether I'll be able to start it,
Yeah.
but still, in a very small way, if we can create a place called Mayabon, it has come from um, just I draw inspiration from my own book, Maya Britta.
Okay.
Because Maya
Oh.
Britta has Puti and
Mhm.
Suparna, Puti and Suparna. So there will be a place where it will be a place of Puti and Suparna, that Sanghar,
Mhm.
that small jungle where Puti and Subarna lives. So that place I want to create because it is in the mind of my readers.
Mhm.
They, they can visualize Puti and Subarna. So I will definitely try to create a space for Puti and Subarna.
Yes.
And there are many other dreams. I don't know in my lifetime I'll be able to do it or not. I'm trying to pass it to
Okay.
my children or yes, or the young people who I think I can rely on. I'm trying
Uh-huh.
to pass it because now I've become old and my energy is going down. So I don't know whether I'll be able to do much. But again, I cannot write like I did before because of
Mhm.
my energy level. So now then again, I have decided to shift from, or not the shift, but add a new thing. That is,
Yes.
I'm starting a podcast. And
Okay.
I don't have to write much, so I can directly talk to my readers because
Mhm.
um, I have a very love connection. I have a
Yes.
very soul connection with my readers.
Yes. Yes.
So they want to meet, have many
Mhm.
things to ask. They have many questions. They have many confusion. So if I can help or if I can communicate,
Yes.
I have learned many things in my journey. So if I can share what I have learned in my life, so that which will help them in some way or other. So this through my podcast. I'm trying. I'll start it very soon. Shortly, I'm starting.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, Dr. Rita Chaudhary
See,
Baidu.
these are all
Uh-huh.
part of Adarkilla.
Yes, yes. Very true. Very true. Yeah. Thank you so much, Baidu. You are still very active in your creative writing. You are a struggler. You are a great fighter. You are an inspiration for all of us. And we wish you a highly creative life in coming days. We still eagerly waiting for your powerful words. Thank you, viewers, for watching the program. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. I shall come back with another guest in coming episode of Candid Talk from Northeast. Till then, goodbye. Thank you so much, Baidu.